Hi, my name is Matthew, and in this video I'm going to review some electric fence energizers. Because of the wide choice available, I thought it would be useful to make a video that compares a range of electric fence energizers that can be bought online for under £100 and see if there's any difference. To test the energizers, I tested the output in kilovolts. I also tested how much current they use from the battery. The higher this number is, the less time your battery is going to last. I also had this meter running. This is connected to the battery just so that we can see they're all running at the same voltage. I checked to make sure that each energizer was waterproof. In the waterproof tests, all the energizers passed. So we start with the Shockrite SRB60. This was 59 quid. It outputs 9.8 kilovolts and uses 0.06 milliamps of power. Nothing particularly negative to say about this one. It was an okay energizer, well built. Not much wrong with that. Next up was the Hotline Gemini 40. Now this one was 9340, outputs 8.5 kilovolts, so not the highest. It uses 0.12 milliamp hours of current. Problem with this one is it uses like a plug-in connection that you find on toys and things like that, and it's just another thing to lose. Next up was the Paddock Essentials MB60. This was 84 quid, outputs 8.8 kilovolts, uses 0.12 milliamp hours of power. The problem I had with this one is that the fence wire and the earth wire are permanently wired, so if they break or get damaged in any way, that's it, it's done, and it's 84 quid. That's a lot of money to lose just for a broken wire. Next up is the Patriot. Now this one's 90 quid, outputs 8.8 kilovolts, so fairly average, uses 0.04, 0.06 milliamps of power. Best thing about this one was the screw terminals for putting on the fence wire and the earth wire. The knobs were massive, so if it's really cold and you've got big gloves on, it'd be a doddle with this, but 90 quid. Seems like a lot of money just to have those big chunky knobs. This next one was a bit of a strange one. It felt super cheap and it looked like it was homemade. Again, it had one of these low voltage connection plugs, so it's just again another wire to lose. It output too high for the tester to read, but it also used the most power, so this is going to empty a battery in no time at all. It was 66 quid for the privilege. Next we have the X-Stop BA80. This was the lowest price energizer I tested. Came in at 53 quid. Decent output at 11.8 kilovolts and uses 0.7 milliamp of power, so pretty good. I think the big selling point on this is that price, and as well, if you go on Amazon, this is Amazon's choice. It's got well over 1,000 reviews. This was, in the end, this was my favourite. Okay, next up we've got the, well, it's not really got a name, but this looks and feels super cheap. It's really cheap plastic. It's got a voltage readout on it, which I thought was a nice touch, but at 100 quid, yeah, I'm not so sure. I don't know how long it's going to last. Again, it's got one of these cheap plug-in connectors, another wire that you're going to lose. Decent output, 11.3 kilovolts, but again, this was the second highest current used at 0.17 milliamps, so it's going to empty your battery in no time at all. Really didn't have much faith in this one. And then finally we have the Tractor Factory, 9.8, 9.7 on the kilovolt output and 0.6, 0.7 on the milliamp hours used. So, you know, just a reasonable energizer. It doesn't rate quite as highly as the X-Stop, so yeah, just okay. So there we have it. That's 8 energizers tested, and my choice at the end of the day was the X-Stop BA80. 53 quid. It's got the second highest output of all the energizers on test. The only other one that was higher actually was off the scale, but I wouldn't trust it. So yeah, thanks for watching.